In the previous video, we performed a test run to evaluate segmentation quality. In this video, we'll adjust pipeline parameters to improve the results. Parameters in TomoAnalysis can be adjusted at two levels. When you click an individual process in the pipeline, you can see and edit every detailed parameter for that step in the parameter setting panel. If you click the pipeline title instead, only the most important parameters appear, the ones that control the general behavior of the entire pipeline. For most users, the key parameters at the pipeline level are enough. For each key parameter, click the Info panel. It provides detailed explanations and guidance on how to adjust them. Now that we know where the parameters live, let's look at how to adjust them effectively. Before changing anything, there's one rule that makes parameter tuning much easier. Change only one parameter at a time. Adjust one value, click Execute, and evaluate the result in the live view. Then decide what to change next. If you change several parameters at once, you won't know which change caused the difference, making tuning much harder. The most common type of parameter you'll adjust is a threshold. A threshold turns pixel values into a binary mask. In TomoAnalysis, a threshold has two parts, a lower threshold and an upper threshold. Pixels between the two values become foreground, and pixels outside that range stay as background. In most cases, only the lower threshold is active. The upper threshold stays disabled, which means anything brighter than the lower threshold qualifies as foreground. You only enable the upper threshold when you want to keep values within a specific range, for example, to exclude unusually bright structures. Now, what happens when you change the threshold value itself? If you set the lower threshold to a smaller number, the foreground region grows. More pixels qualify, but the mask may also include noise. If you set it to a larger number, the foreground region shrinks. Fewer pixels qualify, but you may miss weak or low contrast structures. TomoAnalysis offers two threshold modes, automatic and manual. In manual mode, you specify a fixed value directly, and the software uses it to generate the mask. In automatic mode, the software analyzes the intensity distribution of your image and computes a threshold using a predefined algorithm. Automatic mode is especially useful when you don't know the exact pixel value that separates the target from the background. The software figures it out from the image itself, so you don't have to guess. When a key parameter is labeled as threshold scale or threshold offset, it modifies the automatically calculated threshold. Scale multiplies the value, and offset adds or subtracts a constant. Both let you fine-tune the automatic result without giving up its adaptive behavior. With these general principles in mind, let's apply them to the lipid droplet pipeline. In video 3, we saw how this pipeline uses two pieces of evidence, shape from top hat filtering and refractive index, to detect lipid droplets. Both of these have parameters you can adjust. Let's start with the refractive index threshold, the most important parameter for LD detection. It's set in the E1LD segmentation RI process. This is a manual threshold. You specify the value directly, just as we discussed earlier. The parameter called L threshold, short for lower threshold, sets the minimum refractive index a voxel must have to qualify as part of a lipid droplet. Let's try raising L threshold to 1.37. Click Execute to rerun the pipeline with the new value. In the Output Navigator, find F-3, LD label size filtering, and turn it on. This is the final lipid droplet mask. The pipeline is now more strict. Only the highest refractive index droplets are kept. You'll notice fewer detections compared to before. For your data, the right value depends on your sample. A good practice is to start with the default, visually check the result, and adjust by small steps at a time. There's one more thing you can adjust: the metric selection in each measurement process. The parameter setting panel lists all available metrics: volume, surface area, refractive index, dry mass, lipid concentration, and many others. You can selectively enable or disable each one depending on what your analysis needs. When you've chosen the metrics you want, click Save inside the Parameter Setting panel. This stores your selection for the current process. The entire set of pipeline parameters is now dialed in. Let's save them so we can reuse them later. In the Parameter Preset panel, click Save and give the preset a name. Presets let you apply the same settings consistently during batch analysis. This is essential for reproducibility and for sharing settings across your team. Click Return to Home to finish the test run. To summarize, parameter adjustment helps align the pipeline with your data while preserving biological meaning. In the next video, we'll run a batch analysis to apply these optimized parameters to all your worksets.